It's been 24 hours since the last time these two teams faced off, and the Hampton Pirates came away with a win last night over against the Charleston Southern Buccaneers. And here's some of those highlights from the win for the Pirates, as Flanders Fleming Jr., 21 points, 10 rebounds, a double-double, but he struggled late as Hampton came on in the second half, led by Davion Warren and his 15 points, as the Pirates ultimately came away with the victory, the final score being 67-55. We'd like to welcome you inside the Buck Dome now. My name is Killian McClatchy, my partner Austin Bradley. It's deja vu a little bit. You just saw us last night. We're here again, though, and Austin, we should have a really good matchup if last night was any show of what we're going to get.
Right, and both teams came out playing exactly how we thought they would. It would be fast-paced. It would be a lot of shots getting up, and I think Hampton just played better and finished down the stretch.
Well, we're going to take a look at the players to watch. We're going to start off with the Hampton side. The same guy as last night, Davion Warren. He had a great ball game, led Hampton in scoring with 15.
Davion Warren has been a legit stat sheet stuffer this year. He had 21, 8, 6, and 3 steals. He's averaging 3 steals per game this year, and he's going to be looking to get in the passing lanes of the Bucks tonight.
Yeah, 5 steals last night. Over on the other side, it's Jameer Moore. The guy's been shooting like Steph Curry from beyond the arc. Here's one of those threes, just dominant, 15 points.
And you're not lying about that. Jameer Moore has really been hitting his stride here in the past 2 games. He's 4 of 6 against Carver, 5 of 7 a night ago. Coach Radebaugh mentioned that people will be coming out focusing on him, so he wants him to put the ball on the floor and make for his teammates.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the opening tip from Charleston.
A game day in the form of a grilled buffalo chicken papadilla. I feel like a wizard or something. Papadillas, 5 flavors, just $6 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Welcome back. Opening tip just moments away, and we'll give you the Sunbelt Rentals starting lineups in just a second. But first, I want to introduce you to the third member of our team, Anna Whitty.
Thanks, Killian. Last night was a tale of 2 halves between Charleston Southern and Hampton. Charleston Southern finished the first half up by 10 points. They were the team bringing the most intensity. In the second half, Hampton came out with some newfound energy. They went up 13-0 run in a 5-minute span, ultimately winning the game for the Pirates. Charleston Southern point guard Flan Fleming was right when he said whichever team is most physically and mentally tough will win these games. Head coach for Charleston Southern, Barclay Radenbaugh, said it wasn't a lack of effort for his team last night. It was a lack of execution, fatigue, and poor fundamentals. Well, Game 2 is here in less than 24 hours. Strength coach Stephen Houston for Charleston Southern said the first 30 to 45 minutes after last night's game was crucial. He wanted his team in ice baths, proper nutrition, and then head home to put their feet up and get some rest. Barclay Radenbaugh said tonight is a gut check for his young team. He wants to see how they respond in night 2.
Thanks, Anna. Is right out of the gate, Davion Warren starting off how he finished last night with a 3. And it's now Ty Jones' free throw jumper, and he drains it.
It's a quick start from both teams today.
I was going to say, if I would have told you that before this thing started, how surprised would you have been based off of last night?
Not surprised at all. Both teams looking to be aggressive early here and try to get out to a big lead here.
Good ball movement from the Pirates as Warren looks to drive, right hand, gets his own rebound and puts it back. Nice finish by Warren. There's the starting lineups. They flashed on the bottom of your screen just a moment ago. Another Ty Jones mid-range jumper, too short as Jameer Moore corrals it. Fleming for 3, just off the mark. Now Shelton, quick 3, off the catch and shoot, no good as Price gets that rebound over the 7-footer DeJour Dickens. Fleming drive, and he's blocked from behind by Dickens, and there's the big 7-footer. This is the guy coming into this 2-game set, tied for 10th in the nation in blocks per game.
That now makes 60 blocks for him on the season. He had 59 instant play today.
Step back, no good. from Edward Oliver Hampton. Oliver Hampton wearing 55 tonight as he switches jersey numbers in the uniforms. As you can see, Charleston Southern wearing the navy, something that they do not do at home. Typically wear the white, but since the 2 games, decided to switch things up.
Absolutely. Kind of NBA feel a little bit with the back-to-backs here tonight.
And pushes it up some more. You mentioned the NBA feel, and that's something that was talked about in the preseason by all of these coaches, and how this new schedule is going to really change things up. And especially, we mentioned, or Anna mentioned in her hit at the top there, it's really going to be the recovery for these guys, because you don't play back-to-back games in back-to-back days in college basketball that often.
Right, and Coach Radeball mentioned, quote, first time you make an excuse that ups your percentage of losing. So even though his team only has 9 players suited up tonight, that's no excuse. They're going to need to play with outstanding energy and get all the hustle points that they can tonight.
Both teams having a tough time buying a basket. Davion Warren really the only person able to find the bottom of the hoop. Still 5-2. As Russell Deuce Dean running the offense for Hampton. And he's a guy, we'll talk a little bit more about him as the game goes on, but he had a phenomenal second half for the Pirates.
Absolutely he did, and you could just tell.
I was going to say shot clock violation. Ed Oliver Hampton is a little slow to get up there.
Yeah, I was going to say the guys took a hard fall. I wanted to make sure everybody got up okay. But some of the keys for tonight's game is going to be free throw shooting. For Hampton, the Pirates went 65% from the free throw line last night, so that has to be something that Coach Bucks wants to see his team improve upon today. They want to push the pace. The Pirates accounted for 17 points in transition a night ago, so they need to continue to use their speed and their crisp outlet passes. For the Charleston Southern Buccaneers, you want to sell out this game. This is the last game of 2020 for the Bucks. While they are undermanned, they need to find a way to tap into the Mamba mentality and get a W today. They want to move the ball better. Coach Radeball mentioned his frustration with his team down the stretch because of the lack of the ball movement and people movement. The sets really worked for the Bucks last night, so they just need to continue to trust their plays, and I think that would lead them to a win.
There's a lot of things going on. There's the first coach of the evening, Edward Buck Joyner Jr., the winning coach from last night. Picked up win number 188 in his career as his Pirates improved to 2-4, 1-0 in Big South play. As the Pirates made their way down from Hampton, Virginia, the Commonwealth. And over on the other side, it is Barclay Radeball. He's trying to get things drawn up for his team. And you see there, number 22. We'll give a little birthday shout out to the birthday guy, Cedarius Bowser.
All right, and he's about to get into the game today, so let's see if he can have a little birthday look.
Well, and he's going up against one of the better big men in the entire Big South Conference, and Barclay Radeball talking to his men. We'll talk a little bit more about that guy. DeJour Dickens, Hampton, Virginia native, Bethel High School alum, 7 feet, 215 pounds, and something we didn't see a ton of him last night, Austin, because he got in some early foul trouble, had 2 quick ones, only played about 9 minutes in the first half. But you could tell in the second half, once he started playing, that he was a force to be reckoned with.
Right, and they really missed his presence out there in the first half. He didn't get to play as much as he would have liked to in the first half, and just his presence down there and just his shot blocking ability down there is something that they were needing last night and are going to need today.
When you're a guy like Flan Fleming, we saw it last night a couple times trying to elevate over a guy like Dickens. How difficult is that when you've got a guy he's 7 feet tall and his wingspan's got to be even longer than that?
Exactly, and that just affects the shot. Like, now you have to shoot it higher, and if you're not comfortable with doing that, that's not something that you've practiced. Just like that shot right there. He couldn't even see the rim. Sometimes you can't even see the rim when he has his hand in your face like that. So that's going to be a tough adjustment here for the Bucks.
That was perfect timing as Fleming tried to get that shot over, and there's Fleming with a quick interception. Nice hands from number 24. Jump stop, lays it in. Fleming gets himself on the board.
That's a former Big South Defensive Player of the Year. That's what he does.
Malik Battle clapping his hands here, trying to get a little bit of life for his team out there on the floor.
That's the emotional leader for the Bucks. I think one thing that Coach Redeball is really good at, he's really good at making substitutions. Like he uses his whole roster. He uses his whole roster, and he gets the correct guys in the game at the correct times.
And there's the birthday boy, Sidarius Bowser, coming up with a big-time block after Daniel Bannister. A nice cut towards the basket, but Bowser was right there to close them off. Price gets a screen. Out to Edwards for three. Drains it right down the middle. Melvin Edwards, you see that wrap on his right wrist? Doesn't matter. Edwards a little dinged up last night as he had to commit a hard foul on one of the Hampton players driving to the basket, tried to avoid an easy one, and there is going to be a whistle. We'll have to see who they give the foul to, and it's going to be Fleming Jr. But Edwards, there's another look.
That's a great job of just not allowing him to get an easy basket to get himself going. You want to make everything hard for JaJour Dickens tonight.
Dickens at the line. He hits the first one. First points tonight for Dickens. This is a Hampton team had a bit of a tougher time last night, especially in the free throw department.
And that's really something that held them back in the first half.
And Dickens himself a 53.8% free throw shooter, as he just laughs at my numbers that I give right there and makes them both. All tied up at 7.
That's something that they are going to want to improve upon. You leave points out there when you miss free throws. They're free, and that's one of the facets of the game that you have control over. So
Knox passes out of it. Beautiful job there, freshman to freshman, as Edwards lays it in for the easy basket.
And you know, me and a couple of the guys were talking last night. Emory Knox really did play a good game last night. As I mentioned previously this season, he doesn't really do too much statistically, but making just good passes and maybe a pass that leads to a point, or just getting in passing lanes and just being a pest on the ball. I think he's really finding his place on the team.
Well, look at that foul. They gave it to Melvin Edwards, as Davion Warren will head to the free throw line. Barclay Radeball, and Warren makes the first one, the Buffalo, New York native. As Ty Jones will check back into the game for Sidarius Bowser. But Emory Knox, he's one of the guys that Barclay Radeball absolutely loved in this recruiting class when he came in. Said, I'm really excited to see this guy start playing and really just get in here and get into this system, because I have a feeling he's going to be a big component for this team for a while.
Yeah, he's just so quick. His first step is so quick, and that's one thing he uses to his advantage, and also his court vision.
Ty Jones thought about the three, had the big 7-footer Dickens stepped right in front of him though. Knox, and he throws it away. Miscommunication between Knox and Battle. That's the second time we've seen the two of them having trouble connecting, as Barclay Radeball doing a little coaching there on the sidelines.
That's something that Knox has shaken from the first couple games. He had 15 turnovers in the first 2 games, which isn't good, but he's really in these last couple games he's really come and improved upon that stat.
So Malik Battle gets charged with that foul, bit of a hold, and he will check out for Fleming Jr., who's back in. Here's the ball. He had a drive kick to Dickens. The extra pass, the fake out by Bannister, too long. Getting the offensive rebound, though, is Warren. And there was going to be a shot clock violation as there were bodies sprawling all over the hardwood.
Other than the wide open shot, that was a really good defensive possession right there by the Bucks.
Edwards going to get ready to inbound this basketball. It's the 3 freshmen and the 2 seniors on the floor for the Buccaneers. Knox, deep 3. A little too long on that one. And that's something I feel like you want to see from Emory Knox. Start to shoot the ball just a little bit more.
Right. A couple times last night off the screens, he had wide open mid-range shots. And as you see him get more reps, get more game reps, his confidence will improve, and those will be shots you see him take.
Ty Jones getting past that screen by Dickens. Warren with 5 seconds on the shot clock, puts it up, no good. Another offensive rebound, but Thea now for 3. Finally, CSU is able to get the ball back. As Jones going to dribble it up. One into the corner. Florence gets met in the paint. Ball on the ground, and finally a whistle. And that is going to take us to a timeout. That foul on Raymond Bethea Jr. We're going to take a quick break. It's 9-9 early on. Not as much scoring as last night, but I'm sure we'll get there. Stay tuned. Car insurance, be sure to visit geico.com today. And Sunbelt Rentals. We have equipment for that. One of our sponsors for Big South basketball. The second matchup of this Big South season for both these squads. The Hampton Pirates came away with a win last night. Slam Fleming is guarded by Raymond Bethea Jr. Fleming goes up and misses everything, but Sidarius Bowser's there, and he gets fouled from behind by Daniel Bannister. As Bowser, the birthday boy, will head to the free throw line, and we have a second. I'm going to toss it down to the third member of our crew, Anna Whitty. Annie?
Well, if you take a look at Hampton's roster, you can see that they have 6 new players. They have 8 returners, and I spoke with Coach Joyner before the game, and I asked him about why they have so many transfers. He said, well, they lost a lot of numbers last year, so they knew they had to fill those positions. He said, obviously, they didn't know COVID was going to hit, but he was glad that he brought some new guys in. He said in this game and early on in the season, he's more worried about him team gelling, getting to know each other better, than having his team learn systems right now. Killian?
Thanks, Anna. As Bowser splits him from the free throw line, you saw Edward Oliver Hampton walk a little gingerly off the floor. It looks like that little bit of an issue that he picked up in the opening stage of this game still with him. Mentioned last night he did bang up his knee, ran right into his own coach, Coach Joyner, on the sidelines. Was able to finish out the ball game, but hopefully we see him back out there on the floor here shortly. Nice left-handed finish by Deuce Dean.
I'm not even gonna lie, I don't even know how he got that shot up, but he got just enough of the backboard.
That ball knocked away. Bannister has it. It's a 2-on-1. Bethea goes up, and he's blocked by Moore, and there's going to be a whistle. Moore did not like the call. From my vantage point, it looked like he got all ball. Let's see.
That's all ball. That looks like all ball, but I thought Bethea Jr. would pass it back. They had numbers. It was a 3-on-1, and he took that up right into a taller defender in Jameer Moore.
Bethea misses the first one. He's a transfer, one of those transfers that Anna mentioned. He's from Howard, played in 24 games last season. A season high of 13 points. He's mainly a guy that came off the bench as he misses both free throws. CSU got an opportunity to try and take back the lead on this possession. Bowser holds up top. Lots of movement going on with CSU offense. Florence with the right hand too short. And Bowser, nice hustle to get the offensive rebound and get a fresh 20. Moore, catch and shoot three, no good, just missed.
You see already that the Pirates are going to be closing out on him hard today. They're not going to allow him to see the rim like how he did yesterday.
Here's a corner three from Shelton, drains it, nothing but net. Chris Shelton, the sophomore, 42.9 coming into the night from beyond the arc. And he added one right there. Fancy dribble work by Knox. Moore looking for Bowser down low in the paint. Can't get there. And there's going to be a jump ball. Coach Joyner was frantically asking for a timeout and couldn't get it.
Right there you just kind of saw Jameer Moore doing what Coach Redaball talked about last night. They got up on him. They closed out hard, and he put the ball on the floor and delivered a decent pass to his big man.
Possession goes the way of the Buccaneers. Sean Price will inbound it from underneath the basket. Lawrence gets it, got Mathey in his face. That ball knocked out, and there's going to be a whistle. And it looks like Dean's going to get tagged with that one. That was just two guys coming together, not knowing where each other were. Jones up top. Now Edwards, next baseline. 6 on the shot clock. Fleming catch and shoot. Too short off the front iron. Gets his own rebound. Thought about driving into the paint. Saw Dickens there and said, no thanks, I'll try somewhere else. And one. Sean Price says, I'll try my luck, and gets it to fall.
And what you see here is Sean Price recognizing that he has a matchup. He got the big man off his feet, went into his chest, and finished strong. That was nice.
Nice finish by Sean Price. He struggled last night. No points in 21 minutes. Got himself on the board right here, as he can't convert the N1.
And last night was obviously an off night for him, because he entered that game having four games where he finished in double figures. So expect to see him try to get himself going here tonight.
Fleming pushes it up to Jones, who's able to corral the pass. It goes a little high and wide. Catch and shoot coming off a bit of a screen from Fleming, and he's too long. Warren gonna set things up. It's a screen from Dickens. A step inside the line, and he misses. Both these teams we're seeing early on, similar to last night, a lot of quick shots early in the shot clock. As there's a fadeaway from Fleming. The bank is indeed open this Tuesday evening at 6:27.
That was tough. But what you're seeing right now, the Pirates aren't letting Fleming get a whole bunch of easy looks. All his shots are kind of looking hard tonight, and that's kind of how it's going to be.
That's what's going to happen. You have a guy averages nearly 25 points per game against you over the course of his career. You got to do something to try and stop him. As the defensive player of the year knocks that ball out of DeJour Dickens' hands as it goes out of bounds. 14 all. The battle of the high seas is a tight one here in the first half. We'll take a quick break. Right back from Charleston.
There's no
15 minutes will save you 15% or more on your car insurance. Thank you for joining us this evening. The second game in this back-to-back. The Pirates and the Buccaneers faced off last night. Hampton came away with the victory, 67-55. And DeJour Dickens comes in and he's blocked from behind, and there's a whistle. Another one. Here's a foul on Fleming. Let's see the replay. Barclay Radebaugh didn't like it.
I'll tell you one thing,
another one.
Fleming definitely got up for that one.
Dickens makes his first from the free throw line. Something to notice, some of the trends here in that first half. Neither team shooting necessarily well from beyond the arc, as Dickens makes his second from the free throw line. 4 points now for Dickens, but 22% for the Pirates, and just 12.5 for the Buccaneers. And it's going to battle back out on the floor. Emery Knox on the offense. Battle gets it out of the free throw line, and that was going to be a 3 in the key on Cedarius Bowser and a turnover. And now we're going to turn things over to Anna Whitty.
Well, I stepped into the huddle after that timeout with Charleston Southern, and Barkley kept saying to his team, you need to trust each other. You won't be able to operate in this offense until you start trusting each other. It'll start to move seamlessly if you just pass the ball around and start trusting each other. That was a common theme, the way he was echoing to his team, how he wants them to go into the rest of this first half.
Layup, Deuce Dean, mean mugging his way back up the floor after that left-handed layup.
Deuce Dean, 6'5", 200. I'll tell you one thing. He looks more than 200 out there getting through those two defenders.
And he's built like a running back there. He's not afraid of contact. And last night he struggled in the first half, but we saw him and Flan Fleming Jr. kind of jawing just a little bit in that second half, and it seemed like something just clicked for him.
I think Dean was just saying, hey, I know you preseason and all that, but I'm not backing down.
There's another look. There's nice offensive rebound by Bowser, and then he got fouled. Second foul on Dickens. Much better tonight for Dickens, though. Picked up his second foul really early on last night. Got 6:24 to go in the first half this time. Buck Joyner going to play it safe and get his big man out of the game for the next couple minutes at least, as his Pirates hold a 4-point lead. As Bowser goes 0 for 2 from the line. Edwards trying to get the offensive rebound, and they're going to say that there was a foul. And Buck Joyner just had to walk away.
That's some great hustle you want to see that right there out of your freshman.
Get that one. Najee Thomas for a shove. Edwards, the cut goes up, and he's fouled. Count the basket. Edwards was looking for the highlight tape dunk, but he'll take the layup and the foul instead.
And yeah, he was looking to put him on a poster, but that was a great finish through contact right there from Melvin Edwards Jr.
Now we actually have a bit of confusion here. So a technical foul has been assessed. We're going to try and figure out who they gave it to, as Davion Warren misses the first technical free throw. He makes the second to extend the lead. So it looks like they gave the technical to Malik Battle. Here's another look at the play. Edwards gets fouled, flexes, and here comes Battle talking with some of his teammates. I think that was his argument. He got assessed the technical for what he was saying, and he was trying to argue with the officials. I was talking to my teammates, not my opponent.
Right, and I think that's just one of those deals you kind of have to move on from. You don't really understand it, but just move on.
So Battle picks up his second foul and also gets assessed the technical. Davion Warren for 3 steps into it. You can't leave him that much space.
It's really a hot start for Davion Warren, man. He's already made 2 threes in this game.
Warren's got 11 already tonight. He had 15 last night. Quavian Florence heads up top. Edwards looking for somewhere to go with it, and it gets away from him. Now Warren on the fast break. He's going to drive and get it to fall. Tough finish by Davion Warren.
That's tough. And for a guy with a slighter frame, he sure finishes strong. When he gets it down there on the low block, he can put it in.
Florence for three, just misses that one. Another rebound by Warren. And he gets it to Bethea, who goes up off the front of the rim. The ball bounces right into the hands of Deuce Dean. Warren sets his feet. Another one, can't get it, rings around and out.
The Pirates are really making some noise in transition today. When they get those steals or when they get those rebounds, they get the ball up and get out as fast as they can.
And Barclay Radebaugh wanted to slow things down there as he calls a full timeout. As score 24-17, the Pirates got a little bit of a lead, and we'll take this second, pull up the standings for you, as here they are. I know it's very early on. We don't want to start getting into all the numbers or anything, but we got 4 teams unbeaten: Winthrop, Asheville, Radford, and Hampton, and 4 teams winless: Charleston Southern, High Point, Longwood, and USC Upstate.
Like I said, it's going to be a real good finish. It's good to see Radford playing good, even though they lost a lot of guys last year. They actually lost more, a bigger percentage of scoring than Hampton coming into this year. So it's good to see those guys figure it out, even though they lost a lot.
Yeah, Hampton, you mentioned, trying to replace some of that scoring. 73.9%, 13th among Division I schools after losing Jermaine Morrow and James Stanley, as the two of them trying to figure out Buck Joyner on how am I going to replace the scoring, and so far he's done a pretty good job of it. Tonight, he's found the scoring in Davion Warren. He's really just leading the way for everybody. 13 total points already in this first half.
And that's really no surprise. He's been playing well all the year. As I state again, he's really a certified stat sheet stuffer. He does it all.
Florence gets it down low to Price, who dribbles it off of his foot. And he's actually going to pick up a helpful whistle as Chris Shelton is tagged with his first foul of the evening. Actually, with the correction is they actually give that to Najee Thomas. That's his third. So Price to the free throw line, shooting 1 and 1. As he misses the first. That's somewhere that the Buccaneers, they're typically very, very good from the free throw line. First in the conference, 72.2%, but they have struggled tonight from the charity stripe as that ball went flying out of the hands of Thomas and into the stands.
If you're the Bucks, that's going to be somewhere you have to be able to count on your team to get points, because points are going to be kind of hard to come by from this Pirate defense.
When we saw in last night's game, Hampton struggled from the free throw line in the first half, as there's another turnover. Warren nearly gets it stripped away, somehow holds on to it, and now steps out of bounds and falls down. He's going to get some help up. You see him all good. And jogging back to the other side. Scary there, just feet and ankles twisting all sorts of directions. It's good to see him get up and all right. But I was saying that first half yesterday, the free throw line, the miscues at the free throw line was really kept Hampton from being closer than it was in the first half. And there's another turnover.
Exactly, and that game was definitely a little bit closer just because of how many free throws they missed.
The putback dunk by Thomas. Picked up 3 early fouls and finally gets himself on the board with that dunk. And CSU, they're going to need a point of some sort to stop a little bit of this run. And there's Price. He can't get that to fall as Warren came from the help side.
It's a bit of a lid on the bucket here for the Bucks.
There's the freshman Elijah Seward. And there's going to be a whistle. Offensive foul on Davion Warren. That's his first as the Pirates have started to open up the lead here in the first half. It's 26-17. 3:12 to go inside the Buck Dome. So we had to break. Whatever the vehicle, whatever the terrain, Hercules Tires invites you to ride on our strength. A retailer near you, visit HerculesTires.com. I can tell you, Hampton is certainly riding on the strength of the senior Davion Warren. 13 points, 6 rebounds already here in this first half, and he's still got time to pick up some more as he's out on the floor. And Melvin Edwards Jr. misses the 3. That's going to be off the hands of Jameer Moore. And Charleston Southern, they just can't buy a basket right now.
They're shooting 29% right now, 11% from 3 and 28% from the free throw line. So I think they want to just improve their shooting. That's another 3 for Davion Warren. That's another 3 for Davion Warren. He's really feeling himself early tonight.
This guy scored 21 points for a new career high against Howard last week. And he is well on pace to at least match that here tonight as he's got 16. And there's another ball off the hands of the Buccaneer. And Saheem Anthony going to check into the game now for the Pirates.
You can't help but wonder if this may be a little bit of fatigue for the Charleston Southern Buccaneers as they only dress 9. I know how I feel after playing a couple pickup games at the Y. So I can't imagine how these guys feel playing all these minutes and having to come out the next day and play at a high level again.
Saheem Anthony, the senior, with a deep 3. And there's Deuce Dean nearly intercepting that pass, and there's going to be a whistle. The entire Hampton bench jumps up as they're going to give the foul to Chris Shelton. That's his first of the evening, 32-17, as this run continues from the Pirates. As Fleming will go to the line to try and break this run. And he does indeed finally gets on the board. 5 points now for Fleming. And CSU going to try and start to cut into this deficit.
Just going to have to start on the defensive end. Another thing that Coach Ritterball mentioned last night is he wants to see his team box out more and get rebounds, even though Hampton is a taller team, doesn't give them that excuse to lose the the rebound battle.
Fleming too long on that 3-pointer after the offensive board by Sean Price. Dean setting up the offense.
And the half-court sets for the Hampton has really been working for them tonight as well.
One pump, drive, kick to Bannister. Too short, as Fleming gets the board. Hornets cuts right hand. That was a wild and errant shot as it gets ripped out of the hands by Dean. Dean spin. Anthony, another 3, high arcing shot, but no good this time. Fleming kick to the corner, Jameer Moore, too short. Recurring theme here tonight. Just can't find the bottom of the basket as we're under 60 seconds here in the first half. And Charleston Southern is sure looking at this clock and hoping it ticks away a little bit quicker.
Oh, yeah.
Dean, left hand through the contact. What a finish from the young man.
And he's also been shooting really efficiently tonight. That makes 4 for 5 for him tonight. 3 for 4, excuse me.
About a 4-second difference between the game and the shot clock as Fleming going to hold all the way down to the very end. Edwards comes and gives him a screen. 1 second, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. As Buck Joyner wants a timeout, wants to draw something up to try and get at least one more basket before we head into the halftime break.
And the Bucks just look a little tired out there. You saw from the miss in the corner by Jameer Moore, he got no lift in his legs from on that shot, which is why that's why it hit the front end.
So it's 34-18. A similar story to the second half last night. Hampton outscored the Buccaneers 41-19 en route to their victory. And it was a very similar story. Hampton started to finally hit their shots, whereas CSU just couldn't make theirs.
Exactly.
So it'll be inbounded underneath the Hampton basket, 4.5 seconds. As inbounded by Bannister. Dean, deep three, little bit of a runner, no good off the glass, and that will do it for the first half. 34-18, the Pirates dominant in the first 20 minutes of action. As Austin, CSU, they're gonna have to make some changes as they head into the locker room.
They're just gonna have to dig deep and find that energy. They looked a little just a step slower there to begin.
As the teams make their way into the locker room, we're going to throw things down to Anna Whitty, who's with assistant coach T. Butters.
All right, Coach, you guys have 18 points right now. A lot of your shots aren't dropping. How do you make adjustments in that specific part of the game?
I think a lot of it is we got to trust the offense. You see, again, we talked before the game, a lot of one-on-one play, a lot of guys not trusting the offense. We got to move the ball and turn it over 2 or 3 or 4 times and make them have to guard us and move it, and we should get shots. And hopefully, guys just got to step up and make some of those when it comes down to it, some of those open ones.
Coach has been talking a lot through this entire first half about the team just trusting each other. How do you get your team to trust each other?
It's been tough because with COVID and when you play together, we quarantine, we don't, and not to make excuses or anything, but they just got to trust, we got guys that can shoot. Jameer can shoot, Quavo makes plays, and guys just got to see the ball go in a couple times, and hopefully that momentum will carry us forward in the second half.
You normally don't play back-to-back games in 2 nights. How do you encourage your team to keep going, even though they may be facing some fatigue?
And honestly, both they played the same like we did last night, and their guys played just as many minutes. So we really got to dig. It's mentality, it's fighting, it's putting it all on the line and just hustling for each other. And if we do that, we're down 16, but we saw them come back last night, and so hopefully we'll do the same in the second half tonight.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Killian?
Thanks, Anna. That was assistant coach T. Butters. He'll head back into the locker room, try to make some adjustments, and come out strong in this second half. 34-18 lead from the Hampton Pirates. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with the Geico halftime report. Welcome back in Big South Basketball on ESPN Plus, and you're watching the Geico halftime report. Geico, 15 minutes can save 15% or more on car insurance. 34-18, the first half score as the teams have made their way into the locker room. Going to try and change things up on one side, the other trying to keep doing what they're doing. And here are those first half highlights for you. Ty Jones got it going for that first basket for the Buccaneers, but since then it's been pretty much all Davion Warren and the Hampton Pirates.
Yeah, and the Hampton Pirates came out playing really fast and just playing with a lot of confidence, and they're just playing like that they know that this is their game to win.
There's Fleming off the glass. He's had a tough night so far. Just 5 points for the senior from Athens, Georgia. Over on the other side, though, Davion Warren already got 16, well on his way to matching his career high of 21 points. And there was a three-pointer from Warren, number 3 in white. And the three-pointers have been falling for this Pirates team. 5 of 16 for the 1 of 12 for CSU.
And for CSU, you have to get better from the free throw line. They're shooting 33% right now, while Hampton's shooting 70.
Well, we're going to take another break. You're watching the Geico Halftime Report. We'll be right back inside the Buck Dome. And plus, in Big South basketball. Don't forget to get social with the Big South. You can join the always growing network of Big South fans on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and more. Also follow the conference source for game updates and on-site championship coverage via Twitter at Big South Game Day. Follow, watch, like, and share with the Big South Conference. 34-18, you're watching the Geico Halftime Report. Killian McClatchy, Austin Bradley here at the table for you, as we're going to take a look at some of the games from around the conference going on tonight. The one conference game in conference is here tonight. You see that score on the board. But then you've also got Presbyterian. They were over facing off against the Citadel earlier today. They fell 94-82. And UNC Asheville trailing by 14 to a talented Marshall squad. And then 2 more games later on tonight, Austin.
In that Citadel PC game, the leading scorer there was Hayden Brown. Citadel and Charleston Southern has played a couple teams in common this year.
Now here's the upcoming games for Hampton as they get prepared. They still have some games left in 2020. They got Gardner-Webb heading up to the Commonwealth. We'll face them at a Convocation Center as the 2 of them will go head-to-head before Radford hosts the Pirates. As we'll flip over to the other side for Charleston Southern. They do not play another game in the calendar year of 2020. It'll be a new year, new challenges. Same opponent as Hampton as they face off against Gardner-Webb. They're up in Boiling Springs, though. Those are the upcoming schedules. The team's back out on the floor, getting loose, getting some shots up. 34-18. You've been watching the Geico Halftime Report. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. ESPN is brought to you in part by Sunbelt Rentals. We have equipment for that. Proud sponsor of the Big South Conference. Welcome back in here at the table. My name is Killian McClatchy, my partner Austin Bradley. And Austin, that first half didn't go the way that the Buccaneers of Charleston Southern would have liked, and it was a tough one. What are some of the changes they're going to have to make going into the second half?
Well, you don't want to press. It's still a lot of time in this game, and they can chop away, just like Coach said, they can chop away at the lead just how the Hampton Pirates did a night ago.
Yes, here are some of those stats from this first half. The biggest number is that single digit right next to the three-point percentage on the CSU side.
Exactly, and the number above that and the number below it, and they've just been being outplayed here tonight. But like I said, they have time. They just need to work the shot clock and get good shots.
So Hampton will inbound the basketball. Chris Shelton gets it in as Bruce Dean will throw it in. Davion Warren, he's going to get that one right into the hands of Jameer Moore. Aggressive defense right out of the gate by Charleston Southern. As we're now going to bring in the third member of our team, Anna Whitty, who got to talk to the Hampton coaching staff out of the break. Anna, what do they have to say?
That's right, Killian. I did get to speak with Coach Joyner coming out of the halftime. And he said he didn't expect Davion Warren to have 16 points, but he wants his team to compete with that momentum. But he said specifically, they know this game isn't over yet. They want to continue to hold Charleston Southern to that 24%. They want to continue to defend well because he knows that's how they can get up or get out with this win tonight. Killian?
Thanks, Anna. There's an offensive foul there by Daniel Bannister. Chesapeake, Virginia native, driving right through Ty Jones.
This 2-3 zone here has been working for the Pirates tonight.
There's Price. He's going to drive. There's going to be a whistle. There's a foul on the floor as Sean Price, some high fives from his teammates. Jor Dickens
A bit of a hand check.
They got the foul on that one. You mentioned the 2-3 zone that Hampton's been playing. What's the best way that the CSU offense can try and combat that and get some more points on the board?
Well, what they want to do, they want to put a guy right at the free throw line like how they've been doing the whole game. So they want to utilize putting a guy in the middle of the floor.
Whew. Goodness gracious, look out below DeJour Dickens. Not happy about that foul, and he took some of that anger out on the rim. As we've got timeout, Daniel Bannister has a little bit of a cut up above his right eye. There's another look at that dunk.
And Sean Price made a great decision right there, just letting the 7-footer have it.
And those are some times where you have to pick and choose your battles.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's one he knew he probably wouldn't have won. But they want to continue to put a guy right at that free throw line, so if you could get the ball in there to him, he can be able to make a decision or try to go score from there, just like they did just now.
Saw there. Coach Austin drawing it up. Ty Jones, the extra pass. Nice movement. Jameer Moore, wide open three, rings around. That's not a shot you'll see Jameer Moore miss very often.
Not an open three. Nope, you will not. But if he keeps getting those open looks and just keeps shooting the ball, he's going to see it go in here soon.
Mentioned just 8% from beyond the arc in the first half for the Buccaneers. Saheem Anthony, the high shot, no good. As Fleming elevates to get the rebound. Fleming gets a screen. Nice pass as Moore goes up, gets the contact, and that could be the fourth foul on DeJour Dickens, and indeed it is. And we were talking about it was the first half last night for the foul trouble. Tonight, he's right out of the break here in the second half. He's already got 4 fouls.
And that's one guy that you want to try to get off the court if you're the CSU Bucks. That's what I'm saying. If they keep getting the ball in the middle and just attacking him, yeah, he's going to have blocks, but you're also going to get him in foul trouble. And with him out of the game, your percentage of winning goes up.
Dickens talking to his coach right there, Buck Joyner.
It's more of a short lineup for the Hampton Pirates right now.
Anthony gets the rebound. You're right. We got Dean, Warren, Anthony, Shelton, and Bethea. Tallest guy out there. 6'7", and Saheem Anthony doesn't really look it. And that ball bounces off of the head of Florence. Shelton finds Dean, right-handed floater off the glass. And Dean just continuing to do what he does and score the basketball.
And he's such a complete player, man. His game has just come leaps and bounds from last year. He's almost leading the nation in assists right now, and he's also a scorer as he's been showing us yesterday and today.
And 13th in the nation coming into the 2-game series. Average dropped up just a tick last night. Here's a Shelton 3 and drains it right down the middle.
And they kept letting him see the rim like that. It's going to be easy for a guy like Shelton to hit those shots.
Louisa County High School alum. There's Price again, Sean Price. He's starting to take over here in the second half, just telling everybody, get out of my way. Let me go to work.
Yeah, he knows he has to make up for a couple of errors in the first half. He's an older guy. They're going to be looking to him, not right now, to try to get the team going.
Dean right hand, no good. As Ty Jones and Dean both hit the deck. Fleming now with the right hand off the glass. Here's a little spurt from the Buccaneers.
Now they just need to string some stops together and cut away into this lead.
Quick little 6-0 run here from Charleston Southern. Dean, that one bounces off the fingertips of Jameer Moore, and that'll take us to the under 16. Hampton still on top, but CSU showing some fight here in the second half. 41-25 from inside the Buck Dome. Take a quick break. Right back on ESPN+.
We have the selection, value, and strength to get you there. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
Welcome back to the Buck Tome. Hampton coach Buck Joyner refers to Chris Shelton as one of, if not the best perimeter shooter on his team. Shelton is averaging almost 43% a game from beyond the arc and averaging 13 points a game. Shelton is in his first year as a starter now that Hampton's all-time scorer, Jermaine Marrow, is gone. And basketball runs in the family. His father, Robert Shelton, played college ball at Ohio State from 94 to 95. Then he transferred to Virginia Commonwealth from 96 to 97. Coach Joyner said he saw Shelton score 31 points in his 2019 state finals. And from then on, he knew he wanted him in a Hampton's uniform. Knowing that Shelton would have a bigger role this season, him and his father worked on drills during the pandemic, so he came back to Hampton much bigger and stronger.
Thanks, Anna. He's one of those guys, you just see him on the perimeter often, and it seems like every time, he and Jameer Moore are kind of similar. You see him on the perimeter and you go, don't let him get the ball, he's going to shoot.
Absolutely, and just kind of going back to what Anna said, sometimes when you get with Pops, over a period of time, nobody can get you right like Pops.
Well, especially when you got a dad like his. There's a corner three. Melvin Edwards getting himself on the board here in the second half.
Edwards is shooting really, really efficiently here. 4 for 5, 2 for 3 from 3 today.
Yeah, it always helps. Chris Shelton, it always helps when your dad played college ball and played college ball at a pretty high level. Ohio State and VCU, two good programs, and there's some good defense as well.
You feeling a little bit of momentum shift here to the Bucks.
It's a bigger deficit than you'd want if you're Barclay Radaba, but you know that anything is possible. We saw Hampton come back from a deficit last night. Why not flip the script as Deuce Dean intercepts that ball. Dean gets the switch. Ty Jones now on him. Shelton makes a move. Bethea, corner three, too long, and Edwards.
That's a nice board.
That right wrist all wrapped up, doesn't seem to bother him as he ripped that one down. Price getting pestered.
You like to see Big Ty Jones take that shot. That's his shot right there, that mid-range elbow jumper.
He's going to get to the paint, jump, stop, contact. Can't get it to fall, but Jones will head to the free throw line.
That was a really nice pump fake right there to get the defender off his feet.
You know what coaches say, Austin? Sometimes you pass up a good shot for a great shot or draw a foul and go to the free throw line.
Absolutely. And whenever you have your defender in the air, a good thing will happen for you offensively.
Ty Jones, first point.
Just looking at some of the stats here, some of the star players from Hampton have really been playing some efficient basketball tonight. You got Russell Dean, 4 for 7, Davion Warren, 5 for 8, and Chris Shelton, 2 for 4, 2 for 4 from 3. That is, so as this game goes on, they look to keep that play up and try to close this game out.
Well, this is a team that came into the two-game set, and tonight really not doing so hot when it came to shooting the basketball, especially beyond the arc. They were 11 in the conference as Shelton, that high arcing shot a little too short off the front iron, but they were coming in 27.5% from beyond the arc. As there's Price drives, gets the basket, count the foul, and the Buccaneer bench is fired up with that one.
And that boy Sean Price is definitely trying to attack here in this second half. He got a couple early points, and he just got one just now. And you see the bench over there getting up. That's what's going to be important in this game. The bench and some of the coaches just giving the players on the court confidence.
Price trying to convert the and one. And he does, and it makes it a 10-point game. 9 points now for Sean Price. You can feel A little bit of momentum starting to swing the way of the Buccaneers as the bench starts to make some noise. Dean goes up, puts it right into the corner of the rim, and it goes out of bounds as Ty Jones tried to save it.
Mind you, the Hampton Pirates have only scored one basket since the start of the half.
Dean holding it. Now he gets the switch.
It's a great
Ty
job
Jones.
by Flanders Slim in front in the post there.
Dean goes up, no whistle. Thomas gets the ball stripped out of his hands. Here comes Fleming. Florence goes up, left hand, and he finishes. The Buccaneers on a run, and there's a timeout.
That's exactly what they needed. That's exactly what they needed. They know they undermanned, and they really making themselves play at a level that they know they're capable of playing.
That's a fact. One slide, one tap. It's the ESPN app.
It's a fact.
Welcome back into the Buck Dome. Got the cheerleaders here for CSU feeling festive. And we want to remind you that Pepsi presents What Fans Like. Pepsi knows what fans like. Pick up an ice cold, refreshing Pepsi today. Pepsi, that's what I like. And Barclay Radeball likes that. Ty Jones, the steal goes up and he's blocked. Huge rejection. Najee Thomas came flying out of nowhere to get his big paw on that ball.
I'll tell you one thing, that shot block almost took off that billboard right there.
Thomas blocked that ball twice. Now Jones working on him. The Buccaneers on a 10-0 run right now, trying to cut into this lead. They trailed by 20. Step back three. Fleming drains it.
A tale of two nights. Sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. It went the Hampton's way. It went Hampton's way last night, and tonight you see a surge
There's
from
a
the
nice
Buccaneers.
finish. Deuce Dean needed that bucket, did the Pirates. Put an end to the 13-0 run. Bryce down low to Jones. And there's going to be a travel. Jones, those feet tap, tap, tapping away in the paint. Pirates have really controlled this game, really from the opening tip, and there's Deuce Dean again going right through Fleming Jr.
He took that ball right into the chest of the defender.
Fleming talking to the official the whole way up the court.
Like you said, he's built like a running back, so.
There's going to be a block. The Saint was on the floor. Melvin Edwards might want to be saying thank you for not calling me with an offensive foul there. And that'll take us to the under 12. It's 47-38. The Buccaneers fighting their way back into this one. Be right back. With some new apparel or find that perfect gift for your Big South fan. Get fully equipped for all your game day fun. BigSouthStore.com. Back inside the Buck Dome as Charleston Southern doing everything they can to try and get back into this game and make things interesting. It's a 9-point lead. Offensive foul. Cedarius Bowser with a bit of an elbow as Daniel Bannister got a little bit of a bandage over that left eyebrow. And he's drawing fouls down there in the paint.
It's a great job right there by Bannister because Bowser had the mismatch and he was just starting to work on him.
Dean going to drive through right-handed floater. That's going to go off the fingertips and out of bounds off of Florence. Really saw that last drive. We mentioned Dean kind of looks like a running back. He tucked that thing and he was making sure nobody was going to knock it out of his hands.
When he puts his head down, he's a hard guy to stop.
Davion Warren, that's a name we haven't called in a few minutes as Bannister misses with that three.
You only have to wonder how much the Hampton Pirates are missing the presence of Ed Oliver Hampton. We haven't seen him since early in the first half. So they got Najee Thomas in there right now trying to make up for some of the lost points and rebounds of Ed Oliver Hampton.
Well, for Hampton, just 4 minutes left the game. It looked like he suffered a bit of an injury. Remember, he dinged it up last night in that game, colliding with his coach on the sidelines. You also have DeJour Dickens on the bench with 4 fouls. As there's a tip in, they're going to wave that basket off. Najee Thomas. That one was still sitting on the rim when he pushed it in.
And I know that's probably really hard for him to see, but that ball was actually about to rim in. He didn't even have to do that. And I think he realized that right after he did it.
Yeah, you can see that frustration from Thomas right away.
Bucks have been lights out this half. 7 for 10 from the field, 2 for 3 from 3. They've been playing really efficiently, and that's exactly how they had to play to try to get back in this game, and they're going to need more of it.
And they have Ty Jones. His possession, watching him, he's operating the offense. Crossover, dishes it to Price. A little bit of an errant pass. 3 on the shot clock. Pull up, no good. Dean with a rebound.
Kind of saw a confused look from Big Ty Jones right there while he's working on the low block. He's kind of waiting to make something happen, waiting for guys to move around. That's kind of something that Coach Raderball said he wanted to see better from his team, more people movement.
Travel on Dean, one too many steps as he was getting down in there. Deuce Dean, he's listed at 6'5", 200. He really doesn't look it out there on the floor. He looks more 6'2", 6'3" compared to the rest of the guys around him, really.
I told you. And when he came in as a freshman last year, I remember telling a couple of my guys, I'm like, man, are y'all sure that's a freshman? Doesn't really look like a freshman to me.
Jameer Moore up and under with the reverse layup and the foul. Deuce Dean was the one with the contact. Nifty pass by Sean Price and a better finish by Jameer Moore.
That's something different from Jameer Moore right there. That's exactly what Coach wanted out of him. He wanted to see him get involved in other ways other than the 3-ball because, of course, when you have 2 games like Jameer Moore hitting those many threes, guys are going to close out hard on you, so you're not going to get clean looks at the rim anymore. So you have to get yourself going. You have to get yourself open in other ways.
Jameer Moore says, fine, you won't let me get my 3 points from beyond the arc. I'll just get it from inside and convert the end one. 6-point game now. Warren with a 3 and he answers. Davion Warren.
It's a little bit of an unorthodox release from Davion Warren there, but that shot falls.
21 now from Warren. As Price goes up, he's blocked by Bannister. Sheldon, that ball goes right through his hands and nearly into the arms of Barclay Radebaugh. As the 9-point lead. We'll have to sit there as the Buccaneers can try and get back into it a little bit closer. As Jameer Moore about to inbound the basketball. He gets it into Price. 9:05 to go in this game. Moore catches on the wing. 7 seconds. Jones just has to heave it up. Edwards comes flying in for the rebound and lays it in with a right hand. Nice hustle play and a new career high for Melvin. Step back 3. Warren off the iron, can't get it to fall.
Flan looking to make a play in transition here.
Price, count the basket, another one.
And he's just going to the hole, absorbing all the contact and finishing through it. And Sean Price isn't a small guy either. Sean Price is listed at 6'3", 210, and he used all that, and he's been using it all of that strength during the second half of this game.
Najee Thomas has fouled out the junior from Fayetteville. 5 fouls with 2 points for him tonight. As we're going to have timeout here on the floor. As trying to get things sorted out.
So that's now 2 big men down for the Hampton Pirates.
So Thomas is going to have to come out of the game. He's fouled out. He'll go take a seat on the bench. 8 fouls in this second half compared to just 2 for Charleston Southern as Price converts the and one. It is a 3-point ball game now.
And what you see now is the Bucks have gotten the Pirates down to their size. The height difference is no more in the game now.
It's a 4-point game. Warren looks to drive baseline, whistle. It'll be underneath. Ty Jones picks up his first foul. Le'Veon Warren, 21 points tonight. His next one will set a new career high. As Dean, spin move, right hand, nice finish through the contact from Deuce Dean.
Like you said, man, he's doing what he wants when he can get that ball high and tight and finish exactly how he wants to.
3 from Fleming, too short. Price right there, though, to gobble up the offensive board and put it in for the easy 2. And this is where, if you're Charleston Southern, you need a stop. They've been hovering right around this 4 to 6 points, but they can't get any closer. There's going to be a foul on Ty Jones. They're actually going to give it to Melvin Edwards. So Melvin Edwards will go over and ask the official what he saw, but we'll have to wait just a moment. 52-48. Things are getting interesting in Charleston. Basketball on ESPN is brought to you in part by Pepsi, proud official beverage partner of the Big South Conference Championship. And don't forget to pick up a delicious, refreshing Pepsi today. Pepsi, that's what I like. The Charleston Southern Buccaneers trying to get themselves back into this game, and one of the things that they do like, Jameer Moore hitting 3-pointers. And for more on Jameer, Anna Whitty.
Charleston Southern redshirt sophomore Jameer Moore has been able to make adjustments tonight when it comes to his shooting game. But overall, he's been consistent with his threes all season. He's shooting 52% from beyond the arc. And Coach Betters told me before the game he was the leading scorer in inter-squad during the fall. He knew he'd be playing minutes this season, and so did the entire Charleston Southern coaching staff. That's why Moore took the redshirt year last season, because he just didn't feel he was ready. Coach Betters added that he knows he has the offensive components. So for Moore, they want to work on him with defense and rebounding better.
Thanks, Anna. Moore getting a little bit of a break on the bench here at the under 8. Florence able to corral that one as things all over the place. Edwards, 3, yes!
They can't stop Melvin Edwards Jr. tonight. He's doing it from all angles of the court.
16 points for Melvin. Tack on 7 rebounds. And a big-time 3 to cut the lead to just 3. As Dean, right-handed floater, too strong off the back iron, and CSU can tie it on this possession.
That was great help defense right there by Melvin Edwards Jr.
Florence goes up, blocked from behind. Big-time block, and here comes Dean on the fast break. Can't get it. Right back the other way, and there's going to be a foul. Chris Shelton might have to go back and check out an acting class. Needs a little more work on that one.
Yeah, you could tell he kind of waited on him and just threw himself at the floor.
I'll give him an 8 for effort. Just a little bit more. Maybe not as much of the arms flying back. Might have helped sell it.
Absolutely. Actually let him hit your body.
It's definitely a close one, though. As Aquavian Florence Just his 3rd point tonight from the talented freshman. It's now a 2-point game.
And the Hampton Pirates haven't been shooting bad from the field. They actually been shooting better in the second half than they did in the first half, but they're just not getting as many shots up.
And there's big DeJour Dickens back into the game with 6:25 to go. He's got to be very careful playing with 4 fouls. Dickens holds it on the left wing. Get it back down to him. Backing down Ty Jones, gets it up, and that's just too easy for the 7-footer. Come on, he practically dropped it in the hoop.
Yeah. Kind of like a Dirk Nowitzki shot, high arcing shot, and kind of leaning back.
Stretches the lead back out to 4. The tic-tac between Price and Jones.
And I would attack Dickens here. Get him that last foul.
Jones, spin move, right hand. Not enough off the glass. Ball on the ground. Florence gets it. Gets a fresh 20, looking for some help. Jones drives, goes up, no good. Price with another offensive rebound. Edwards sets his feet. 3-pointer, good from Melvin Edwards.
Young Bull is going crazy right now. He's got his team back in this game, down by 1 with 5 to go.
19 points from Melvin Edwards Jr. Warren, spin move, right hand, and there's a whistle, and he hit the ground hard. He just wanted to take a second.
Yeah, he's a warrior. He's going to be fine. That was a hard fall, though.
There's another look at it. Goes up, hit that tailbone pretty hard.
That's one thing I noticed about Davion Warren last year when he played. He gives his body. He plays all of his minutes the exact same.
23 tonight for Warren. This is his 4th time already this season. This is game number 7 where he's gotten above the 20-point mark. And there is another one giving 24. As Ty Jones checks out. There's Buck Joyner talking to his staff, trying to get things ironed out for these final 5 minutes. Warren converts them both.
And I hate to harp on it, but I would take the ball right at Dickens. Like I said earlier, he might block it, but if you could get him out of the game, that would be huge right now.
Especially with just under 5 minutes to go. A lot of time they be missing their big man down low, especially with Ed Oliver Hampton out as well. Price goes up, and he gets it to fall. 16 now for Price. Buccaneers looking for a stop to try and get their first lead of the game since 14:43 in the first half. Deuce, right hand, can't get it to fall, but Thea gets blocked by Jameer Moore. Here comes Edwards. He goes up, lays it in, and the Buccaneers are on top.
And he's really feeling it right now. He's really feeling himself. Playing out of his mind.
Warren thought about the 3, step back, strains it.
That's tough.
27 for the senior from Buffalo.
Davion Warren, man, he's just an athlete. He told me last year he used to play receiver in high school. I was like, man, if I had a red zone threat like you would not be on the basketball court.
Fleming fakes the pass, drains the 3. Little help from the back iron. Warren now going to drive, and he's fouled. He'll head to the free throw line. Davion Warren putting the team on his back. That'll take us to the under 4. It's 62-60. CSU fought their way all the way back, and we got ourselves a ball game in Charleston. It's remarkable student athletes. Connect to school sites or social media outlets, all from one place. Remember, the source for all your conference info is BigSouthSports.com. And here's the Big South games around the conference. Sunbelt Rentals out-of-town scoreboard. See Asheville trailing big time to Marshall, and then High Point and Eastern Kentucky there in the first half. EKU up big on Tubby Smith's squad as Davion Warren continues to score the basketball as he is really putting the team on his back here, Austin.
That makes 28 points for Davion Warren. He came to me last game, and I told him he had a good game, and he was like, nah, that wasn't a good game for me. Now I think I see a good game from Davion Warren. 7 for 11 from the field, 4 for 7 from 3, and 90% from the free throw line. I'd say that's a good game.
Yeah, last night he had 15, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 steals. Tonight, 29 points already. There's Jones working down low on Dickens. He hits the deck and just throws it right to the feet of Deuce Dean. Dean goes up, and he's going to draw the foul. Flan Fleming hits the deck. That's going to be third foul on Flan, as Hampton has a chance to take the lead back here at the charity stripe.
And the CSU Bucks are outscoring the Pirates 44-28 in the second half here. Mind you, the Bucks only scored 18 points in the first half.
Yeah, 18 in the first half for Charleston Southern, 44 so far in this second half, and there's still 2:55 to play.
We see Sean Price check back into the game. I was high on him early in the season. He wasn't actually starting, but he had double figures off the bench multiple times. And he got the start last game. He got the start against Carver, and he's been playing some really efficient basketball for the Bucks this year.
This guy playing big minutes. He was a guy that they missed last season. He had lingering back issues that just kept him off the floor. He's out now. Jaquavian Florence hits nothing, and Price tried to save it. A little did he know his teammate Melvin Edwards was trying to do the same, and just kind of ran into each other. Dean goes right, tries the scoop shot, no good. Dickens gets the offensive rebound, though. Shelton sets his feet, drains it. Chris Shelton.
You can't let Chris Shelton get that type of look. He's been kind of missing a couple of his shots tonight, and they're not falling for him exactly the way he wants it to, but he came up here clutch in the late part of this game.
43% three-point shooter. Gets that much space, he's going to hit that shot every single time. As the sophomore, Louisa, Virginia. We mentioned him a little bit earlier. Our own Anna Whitty, his father playing at Ohio State and VCU. Two of them working on their shots during the quarantine and over the summer. There's the upcoming schedule for this Hampton team, and they would love to try and get out of here with 2 victories and be 2-0 heading into that Gardner-Webb series.
All right. I talked to a couple of players. They said it's a little bit of an AAU feel playing all these back-to-back games. Sometimes, with tournaments, you play Fridays and Saturdays. If you're lucky, you play the championship games on Sunday. So they've been comparing it to that, and that's how they've been looking at getting through these back-to-backs.
There's the upcoming for Charleston Southern. They're trying to split and not be down 0-2 in Big South play. They play Gardner-Webb at the start of the new year. So that timeout. 1 left for Hampton. Barclay Radebaugh has got 3 timeouts left in his pocket with 2:21 to play. 4-point lead for Hampton as the possession arrow is in favor of the Pirates.
letting that ball roll right there, trying to conserve as much time as he can.
Jameer Moore back in the game. If you're Hampton, you got to keep your eyes on him. Price with 12. Ty Jones for 3. Can't get it to fall. Dickens with a big time rebound. And now Hampton can try and drain a little bit of clock here.
I feel Big Ty Jones rushed that shot a little bit. He had time to get his feet set up exactly the way he wanted to and put a quality shot up. I feel like he rushed that.
Azor Dickens down there as here's Warren. Back iron, no good. Dickens a little frustrated that possession. Looked like he wanted the ball. As that's going to be out of bounds. Fleming animated.
He feels like they hacked him there when he went to the hole.
Barclay right about it. There's another look at it. Fleming went through the lane, and there was a lot of contact. I don't necessarily know if there was enough to warrant a whistle.
I thought the ball was already coming out of his possession when they started all the hand fighting. So
official's going to come over. We're going to take a quick minute and take a look at that last one. They're going to check and see. Not out of bounds. Make sure they got possession right. It's crucial, especially now with 1:32, especially on the Hampton side. You get the ball back, 92 seconds to go. Drain a little bit of clock and try to draw up a good possession.
Right, you don't want to rush it all. If you get this ball back, you want to use all the shot clock and get the best shot out. And if it's not a make, that's fine. You have to play 2 really good possessions of defense.
So it's 66-62. You're in the Charleston Southern huddle. Assuming you're getting the basketball back here, what are you drawing up? Who are you looking for here in these last 90 seconds?
I think I'm looking. I would want to get my guy Sean Price and Big Ty Jones on a little pick and roll action to try to free Sean Price, because he's been getting to the hole almost at will, and of course you have to know that the Hampton Pirates think that Flynn is going to be getting the ball.
Officials, after taking a quick peek, just wanted to make sure they had it right. They did indeed, so it'll be Charleston Southern basketball inbounding underneath the hoop. Price to inbound. Gets it into Fleming. Back to Edwards. He's had a big night tonight. Kick to Moore. Edwards fakes the shot, can't get it. Fleming there with a putback though.
And that's what makes him so good right there.
Barclay Radeball prides his teams on defense, and they need a stop right here. Dean goes up, right hand off the glass. The soft touch from Deuce.
And I think Melvin Edwards gave him a little bit too much room right there. He got to take a dribble, and once he had the dribble, he's already pretty much to the hoop.
Price gonna drive, kick to Moore for 3, no good, and the rebound by Dean, and he's covered that up, and there's gonna be a foul. Ty Jones stops the clock with 40 seconds. Here's another look at that Moore 3. Jameer had a big night last night. 15 points, 5 of 7 from beyond the arc, and he just hasn't found the stroke tonight. Here's the sophomore Deuce Dean from Columbia, South Carolina, and he misses the 1-and-1. Big miss. CSU trails by 4. Fleming, pull up from the elbow, and he drains it. Quick timeout, popped by Coach Barclay Radeball. You're looking right here for Charleston Southern. The biggest possession of the game is coming up right now.
Right, but the only thing right now is the game clock and the shot clock are almost identical. So they might have to have a see if they could get a steal and then get a quick foul if they can.
A 2-second difference. So Hampton has to get a shot of some sort up. So out of this inbound, Austin, do you try and pressure on defense here, go with a little bit of a full court, or do you let Hampton come across?
I think you want a full court press it and try to get a good trap and force them to give you the ball and try to tie this game up.
Well, it looks like that's what they're going to do. They're going to go with the full court. Dean to inbound. He can run the baseline. Edwards a little confused on defense. Dean gets it into Warren. There's going to be the turnover. Moore to Fleming, the up and under. It's tie game.
That's exactly what you wanted right there.
Fleming telling everybody, settle down, settle down.
And they're really blessed because they tried to foul him before he passed that ball. They really tried to foul him, and they were a little upset that they didn't get the foul before he passed that ball.
Here's another look. Warren got the inbound right there. You can see both Fleming and Jones went for the foul, but there was no whistle, and Fleming came in, and we've got a tie game.
We said Fleming scores in spurts, and this is his spurt right now.
19 seconds. Hampton's going to have a chance to win the game on this possession. Been having you put on your coach hat a lot here in these last minute or so, but I'm going to have to ask you one more time, what's the play? Who do you go to if you're Buck Joyner?
Well, I think you know the answer to this one. I would give the ball to my running back, get a little pick and roll action with him in the 7-footer, and allow him to put his head down and make the right play with the ball. My running back being Dean Deuce.
So Warren will inbound. Warren gets it into Dean. They're going to hold for last shot, try and win this thing at the buzzer. Dean face-to-face with Fleming. 6 seconds. He gets the switch, goes through right hand, gets it to fall. 1.3 seconds to go. Deuce Dean. Fleming gets it the full court heave. Not enough. Deuce Dean wins it for Hampton.
And Deuce Dean right there doing exactly what I thought he would. Put that, because they didn't stop him the whole night when he put his head down and went strong to the rim. But he put his head down there, and they stopped him a little short, and he just kind of popped it. That's so tough.
There's a look at the game winner. It's our Hercules Tires strong move of the game. The sophomore Russell Deuce Dean from Columbia, South Carolina. A new career high, 19 points, and the biggest one, the final 2. That's your Hercules Tires strong move. We're now going to send it down to Anna Whitties with the winning coach, Buck Joyner.
Coach, what do you have to say about your team's ability to make adjustments in the second half? You allowed Charleston Southern to come back a little bit, but your team's ability to make adjustments and stay focused.
Well, they showed a lot of intentional fortitude. It took a lot of guts. It took a lot of staying together. It took a lot of belief for them to be able to pull this win out. Again, the fouls kind of shifted on us. And when I say that, we began to foul more, which helped them get back in the ball game. We lost a lot of people. Saheem Anthony hadn't practiced in the last 2 weeks, but he had to come in and he helped us. It was a gut check for our team, and they handled it.
When you guys were tied 68-68 at that timeout, what did you tell your team? We was going to take the last shot. And we set a high ball screen with Deuce. We figured that they were going to actually try to contain it, so we set it with Davion instead of DeJour so that we could get it to Davion if need be around the free throw line. They didn't. We told Deuce that if he comes off and they just switch it, then go ahead and attack that guy. Get to the basket, watch the charge, and make the best decision.
he won the game for us.
You guys go into your next game in a week from now. What was it? How important is it for you guys to go 2-0 before that game?
Well, any time you went on the road twice is good. I don't care what's next or what's beyond that. And this is a great league and with great teams. So it was important for us because of what we were coming off of, that streak, to be able to, the losing streak we were on, to bounce back and win a few games for our confidence to get ready for Gardner-Webb.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.
Thank you. Killian?
Thanks, Anna. That was the winning coach for the Hampton Pirates, Buck Joyner Jr. Hampton improves to 3-4. 2-0 in conference play, and it was a great 2 games, and we'll give you time. Close it out. What are your final thoughts?
I want to say this backcourt for Hampton is going to be an issue in Davion Warren and Russell Dean. Warren had 29, Russell Dean had 19, and it was a hard-fought battle. The CSU Bucks dig deep, and they found it. They found the spark that they needed in the second half, but they just came up a little short. I hope they don't let this loss affect them too much.
Well, my partner, Austin Bradley, my name is Killian McClatchy, the third member of our crew, Anna Whitty. Appreciate all of you for joining us. Final score from Charleston, 70-68. The Pirates take the battle of the high seas. There's our whole crew. Thanks, y'all. See you next time on ESPN+.